everybody. This is Suzanne Spooner, QHHT Level 3 practitioner, practicing in Des Moines, Iowa. And it's the end of 2020. Can you believe it? We've made it this far. What a year it has been. And although there's a part of me over here that just is like, what the heck just happened? This has been the weirdest, strangest year. The rest of me over here is going, wow, how exciting. All this big change is happening and we're creating it. And for, all of my almost 9 years of doing QHHT sessions, the high selves have talked about the whole time about this big moment, this big time, this event, this shift. And it's going to unfold in ways that we can't even imagine. And, over all these years, they've been a little reluctant to say exactly how this is going to go because they say that we're creating it as we go in the ways that we need to in order to learn what we need to learn. So there's been no real playbook, but what they've said often is just buckle up. It's going to be a wild, wild ride. It's going to look really chaotic, but that's all of the old that's going to drop off, and that's what we're here for. As Dolores Cannon said, if you're on the planet at this time, it's the golden ticket you received, and there's so many souls that wanted to be here at this time that only a limited number of ticket holders were available. So when you're driving in your car and you're thinking, what in the heck was I thinking coming into this life at this really weird, wild time? Well, you picked it. You have to own that one. And I guess it's up to us to find the very most positive parts of our experience, both individually and collectively, and make the best of it and to grow and watch people wake up. Whoa, talk about a year of opportunity for people to wake up. And it's been, holy heck, it's been amazing, hasn't it? And if you don't get into the quagmire of all the negativity, the beauty of what we're seeing unfold is amazing. The vibrations and the frequencies and the people understanding their sovereign selves and that they don't have to kowtow to authority, that they have all-knowing and answers within them, and the empowerment that brings is amazing. So congratulations for making it through 2020, and who the heck knows what 2021 will be like, but if we've done this one, I think we can do any. And we're just going to hold our heart in the highest and best place for the most amazing outcomes possible, and we'll help others through that are in the fear of it. So there we go. There's my pledge for the next year. Now, I'm here because I'm going to introduce my very last session segment for the year 2020. And it's so great. It is such a nice clip. It's so much fun. It was giggles from the beginning of the session. The client, Denise, thank you, Denise, for allowing me to share this with everybody. She's awesome. Denise starts out immediately, right away, understanding what she is. She's a dinosaur, a flipping huge dinosaur. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. We learned that this is one of her very first lives on Earth, if not the first, and just very interesting perspective from the life of a very sweet, plant-eating, large dinosaur who has communication with birds telepathically. That's unexpected and really cool. Then she goes to a second life, real interesting. She's a male in Egypt, and she is a runner for the Pharaoh Ramesses. And I believe it's the first because she didn't say the second, so I'm going to go with the first. But it was a real interesting story in that she talks a bit about the initiations, the things that he had to do to prove himself worthy of being a runner to the Pharaoh, and how interesting it was to be in the presence of the Pharaoh. Very interesting life. Anyways, what a change from a dinosaur to the runner of a Pharaoh. It's like oh my gosh, it's like early UPS, right? The runner for the Pharaoh. Okay, anyways, that's silly. But we also do this really cool journey as she's in between lives and after, well, actually after each life, where she's sharing information that her soul is in class, which to me, I was like, oh, I love it when they go to class because I want to learn what they're learning. And so she's learning and practicing being a guide. So we talk about our angels and our guides. So she's one. And I think as you understand this recording, you'll see that she's simultaneously a guide. Well, she's in a lifetime here as Denise and as the runner and as the dinosaur. Everything is simultaneous. But that's a really interesting conversation to have of how they learn to do. Oh, and how she communicates with the souls that she's helping to guide. It will be very interesting to a lot of you, I think. So that's on there. But then, I think even the better part of that is when we get over to her high self. She just had a great list of questions. She's a gal who studies a form of astrology called evolutionary astrology. So some of her questions are based off of that and those terms, but anybody can follow along with that. Really interesting information about her two children. Oh my gosh, these kids these days, I tell you, they are so elevated and they're so wise and they're so here to help us at this time. And her children are great examples of that. She was telling me before we started her session that one day her little girl came home from kindergarten and just as a mom does, she said, so what'd you do today? How was recess? And her little girl says, oh, it was good. I healed a tree. It's like, oh, how'd you do that? And the little girl says, well, the tree told me it was sick, and I went over and gave it some energy and put some rocks by it, and they were going to help heal it. Oh my gosh, I just love that. And then her little boy has had an experience with ETs and going on a ship. So that's an interesting experience that we get to ask questions about. So her questions are magnificent, and the answers that came forth were very descriptive and interesting. So I think you'll like it. It's a really fun clip from beginning to end. So that's what I got for you. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for listening to my session segments over the years and this past year especially. And I hope that it opens your mind and your heart to how amazing and magnificent your soul is. And if you ever would like to have a session, you can always look for me at SuzanneSpoonerQHHT.com. And if coming to my office isn't possible for you, then please get on the QHHT official website and find a practitioner that is close to you. All right, my friends, I hope you have a very exciting end of this first year. This first year of, it's kind of the first year of the new world. The new earth, right? This is the first year of the new earth. All right, I'm going to stick with that. All right, thanks so much, guys. Talk to you later.
I feel like I'm a dinosaur.
Okay, tell me all about that.
Like the long neck brontosaurus, I think.
Okay.
Kind.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing my feet of the dinosaur.
Yeah, what do your feet look like?
Like big stumps, huge.
Okay.
With big nails. I mean, it's just it reminds me of a hippopotamus, but a lot bigger.
Okay.
Kind of a foot. A lot bigger. Everything was bigger.
Nice.
The trees were huge.
The trees are huge?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me a little bit more about you.
I picture myself from the Land Before Time.
Okay.
The adult brontosaurus on that's what I picture myself as.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any other dinosaurs right now, but I'm seeing just kind of tropical-ish, but not tropical, just lush green meadow, lots of trees and grass.
Okay, very nice. Do you feel more male or female?
Female.
Young or old?
Kind of old.
And does the body feel healthy or not?
Healthy.
Okay. And so how do you spend your time? What do you do?
I just walk around and look for food, and I'm trying to find some other dinosaurs.
And so this lush area that you're in, can you describe what you see like way off in the distance?
There's like a pond off in the distance, and just more like rolling hills, kind of. That's where I'm at right now. No other dinosaurs around, but I feel like I'm looking for them.
Okay. And why do you think you're looking for the other ones?
I don't know. What am I looking for?
But you're there and
Happy.
happy.
Yeah.
What is it like to move, to walk?
Slow. Very slow, really. And kind of suave. Just like rhythmic.
Rhythmic.
More rhythmic.
Nice. Okay. Oh my goodness. Anything else going on there that you notice?
No, just that everything seems bigger.
Okay. You said the trees seem bigger. What else seems bigger?
The hills, even, just everything seems like kind of like supersized, along with me being that, like, I feel like a normal sized thing.
Because everything else is so
Yes.
big. Okay. You're doing so good. Okay, so let's do this. Let's leave that scene you're looking at. Let's drift and float to where you normally eat and sleep at, if there is a normal place for that. And now you're there. And now what do you notice?
That's a cave.
Okay, tell me about that.
That is quiet and dark, and I'm not quite sure how far away from the meadow it is. But yep, it's just a big cave, and I go there to hide, to sleep. I feel protected there.
Okay. Are there others that sleep with you in the cave?
No. Nope.
And to go there to be protected, what does it feel like you're being protected from?
I know there's other dinosaurs. I just know they're out there. I just can't see them right now.
Okay.
And I know there's dangerous ones and the meat-eating ones, because I'm not a meat eater. I don't go attack, but other ones do.
Okay, so you want to stay safe from them?
Yeah.
Okay. So the cave sounds like it's a really nice place to be.
Yeah. So far.
So far, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And anything else going on there in the cave that you notice?
No, just birds come.
Oh, tell me about the birds.
Birds, and they come. They're like friendly. Like I can communicate with them in my mind.
So tell me what it's like when you communicate with the birds.
We just talk about what's going on the earth at the time.
Well, that's cool.
Or what we're doing, or what we've seen.
And so what have you and the birds been talking about lately?
The birds see a lot more than I see, so they come tell me stuff because they can fly and cover more ground.
What did they tell you about?
They tell me where the dangerous areas are, and if I need where the dangerous.
So they're really helping you.
Yeah, they're my friends.
Nice. What do you share with them?
I don't know if it's just safety, or they come sleep with me for companionship, or if I don't know why they like me, but they do.
Oh. Did they come to the cave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. What do the birds look like?
They're like pigeons, kind of like big gray birds.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's nice to have friends like that, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you're doing awesome. Let's go ahead and leave that scene that you're looking at. Let's drift and float to another important day in that life. And now you're there. And what's going on?
Okay, so there's scary dinosaurs around, and I can't really avoid them.
And what are they like?
Just mean. They're like programmed to be mean all the time. It's different for I don't know, for the dinosaurs. Like it seems like these kind of dinosaurs just didn't have any good. But that's just from my perspective, because all they did was attack other dinosaurs.
Okay. So what are you doing right at that time?
Kind of trying to help, but stay safe and scared, and it's almost like a war of the dinosaurs
Oh.
going on. It's just a little battle, and I'm there, and I usually try to avoid that, but I'm not. That's where I'm at.
Okay. And you're trying to help in what way?
Using my tail is usually what I do
Okay.
to help protect in my size littler dinosaurs and stuff.
So what's happening now?
Well, I end up I get attacked by basically a T-Rex,
Okay.
and then that's it. I don't make it out of that.
And that's what?
That's it. I die there.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, whatever has happened has happened. You've left that body, drifting and floating back to the other side. And from this perspective, you can look back over that entire amazing life of the dinosaur and know and see everything that was important about it. What would you say were some of the lessons that you learned in that life?
To live in the moment, learning the joy of exploring and finding peace within myself, because I defend for myself a lot. Just learning how to take care of myself.
And every life has a purpose. What would you say was your purpose in that life?
It was about growth. I feel like I was a baby soul then.
Oh,
And just didn't know much.
okay. Do you feel like you accomplished what you went there to do?
Yeah, just to experience Earth and what it's like to live on Earth.
Okay, you're doing so good. Now that you're on the other side, what is that like for you?
Peaceful.
Do you have form?
And the other side,
Yeah.
after I die, no, I just see black.
Okay. It feels very peaceful there. Do you get a sense of what you'll be doing while you're there?
Going to a school.
Oh. Can you tell me about the school?
To learn more about Earth and the Earth transitions and what's going to be coming up, and so the future times I come back to Earth, I won't be a dinosaur.
That was just your beginning experience?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're in class, what is that like?
Serious but fun, because it just always feels like it's a fun topic and fun things to learn. You want to be there. Do you want to learn what you're learning? Or I feel that way anyway.
Nice. Are there others in your class?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. Classes are kind of big.
And how is it that they share the information, I wonder?
They show us almost what are the images, like holograms,
Okay.
style teaching of experiences and how things go, kind of like TV, but it's hologram, and explain kind of like how the evolution is working.
And so what are you learning that day that you're there?
During that time when I was up there, and at that time I was learning how the Earth was transitioning from dinosaur species to human species, and they were coexisting at a time, but then the Earth transitioned to where it couldn't sustain the dinosaurs, and then the humans population increased significantly really fast after that. But yeah, the Earth changed. Something happened to the Earth.
Do you get a sense of what that might have been?
Something from space definitely affected the Earth. And I don't know if it was like an attack or like a natural thing. Kind of almost feels like we got attacked.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. And so what are you learning about for your next incarnation?
The evolution of humans and how that is kind of supposed to transpire on Earth, and how we grow through the human body and the Earth experience.
Wow. Very cool. That sounds like a fun class to be in.
Really fun. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's leave that scene you're looking at, leaving that part of you there, continuing that journey. And now let's drift and float to another appropriate time and place, drifting and floating to another appropriate time and place. And now you're there. And now what do you notice?
It looks like Egypt. I see pyramids.
Tell me more.
And desert. I'm just kind of standing back looking at the pyramids right now.
What do you notice as you were standing back looking at those?
They're pretty amazing. No matter how often you see them, you think that.
What else do you notice around you?
There's people just kind of milling about, like it's a little like town. A nice, like a little like food things where you can buy food outside, like little vendors, and that's a little city right by the...
Like a little marketplace?
Yeah, yeah.
What are the people like? How are they dressed?
They're dressed in kind of like... They wear like the like white coverings on their heads. Like, I don't know what you call them. They're wrapped up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of wear sandals and baggy pants. Like baggy... I don't know, they're just baggy cotton pants. I'm seeing women in dresses, sort of like wrap-around kind of dresses.
And so it's kind of like a marketplace or a little town?
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
People are just shopping, and I'm just back kind of watching, not really doing anything. I'm a male.
Well, let's focus on you there. When you look down, do you see your feet?
Yeah.
Do you wear anything on your feet?
Just sandals.
And what do your sandals look like?
They're pretty small and thin on the bottom, so they're hardly a shoe really. But, and there's just some like beads where the toes
Okay.
go.
And as you move up your body, what do you wear on your body?
I have on like beige baggy pants and no shirt, but like a cover thing, like cape thing, but no shirt. It's strange.
Does it have any color to it?
No, it's kind of like see-through.
Okay. Does it have any significance?
No, I know of.
And so how much of you does it cover up?
All just my whole torso, but I don't like close it. I kind of just let it hang open.
Okay. Do you wear any jewelry or ornamentation?
Yeah, I have a gold necklace.
Tell me about that.
It has some sort of like emblem on it, but I can't really tell. Like a lion. And pendant thing, like imprint, gold. It's all gold though.
And why do you wear that? What significance does it have?
Something to do with worshiping the lion at that time.
Okay. Do you carry anything in your hands?
No.
Do you wear anything? Oh, is your head wrapped up or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have made that assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. And you said the body you feel male?
Mm-hmm.
Young or old?
Like 30s.
Does your body feel healthy or not?
Healthy.
And how do you spend your time?
I think I'm just like a runner for like an important person.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Like I'm an assistant, kind of a servant. But I get treated pretty well for doing that. I don't know. It's for like a pharaoh of some sort. Kind of a person that I work for.
Do you like what you do?
Yeah, because not everybody gets to work for those families. They have a lot of privilege. So even though you're kind of a slave, you're just treated pretty well for being a slave.
Yeah. Beautiful necklace.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do your running, what types of things are you running?
I go get anything they need at the what we call the grocery store, the market, and I'm the runner, and then I bring it back I just bring back anything from the public to the household for the people in the household that they have cooks and they have different roles. I'm just a runner.
Okay.
I go in public. I'm the public liaison.
Okay. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get a sense of how you came to have that role?
I had to prove myself to them through like initiations and loyalty things.
What were those like?
Kind of strange ritual things they would have you do to prove that you would be loyal to them and that you would not expose anything, because you see things living in with them that they don't want other people to know.
Okay, understood. So you have to be trusted.
Yes.
Okay, very good. That's such an interesting job.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else about that you want to mention?
I don't know. No, I mean, I remember liking the job, even though the rituals to get there were sketchy and weird. Looking back,
What were they sketchy and weird?
like, they made you like, it was almost like what I in this lifetime now look at as like black magic kind of ritual, like drinking blood stuff, and like they did weird things like behind closed doors, like don't remember. Like, I blocked it out, the initiations, but I know they were like cannibalistic and stuff like that.
Okay. Sounds like you're happy to be done with that part.
That part, yes.
Okay. So you've
But
proven
at the time, I felt like I was accomplished, because that outwardly was accomplished to be able to be working for a pharaoh.
Right. All right. Very good. You're doing so good. Let's do this. Let's leave that scene you're looking at. Let's drift and float to where you live, where you eat and sleep in that life you're viewing. Now you're there. And describe to me what that is like.
It's a small room in this basically like kind of palace. I didn't get a big room. I didn't care about all that. But they had cats. They had lots of cats.
Oh, tell me about the cats.
So I loved the cats, and there was several cats that would spend a lot of time with me, and I would get to have them in my room, and that was a luxury that I was provided and thankful and grateful for, because cats were special.
How were they special?
They have a connection. They have a connection to all realms, and they protect the human soul through that connection.
And so are these like your pets?
They are the palace cats, and they're there to protect the palace. And the palace shared that with me.
Okay. Very good. It's so interesting. And your little room, what was it like?
Oh, it was just really simple. I had a bed and a dresser, and I had I had my own one, small bathroom with a toilet and a shower.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's all I needed.
And when you go have a meal, what is that space like?
I would eat not with the family or any of that. There was a whole different quarters for the workers where they could go eat, and the cooks would cook for them too.
And the ones that you'd share meals with, did you like them?
Yeah, we were all friends.
Nice.
Because everybody felt the same, that we're lucky to be there.
And are there other runners besides you?
No.
So it's a pretty special position.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And the pharaoh that you work for, do you get a sense of what that one is like?
So Ramesses is the first thing that came to mind. I don't know who that is, but that's the name.
Okay. And tell me more about Ramesses.
Stern, strong. Everybody just respected him, or some people hated because they were jealous, and that always comes through. But majority he was a celebrity, the ruler.
Do you ever work directly with Ramesses?
Yeah.
And what is it like?
Nerve-wracking, but thrillful at the same time.
So what has it been like sometimes that you've been with him?
I'm just a peon when I get to be with him, but that's why I feel excited. But it's just when I am called in to get lists of things and whatnot, and he just happens to be there at that time, and I'm lucky enough to see it and experience, the time that he's around. It's the way I view it. But he was the ruler, so I just thought he was everything.
Wow, very cool. All right, you're doing so good. Anything else about that time that you want to mention?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, so let's leave that scene you're looking at. Let's drift and float to an important day in that life that you're viewing. And now you're there. And what's going on?
Well, I'm leaving working for them because somehow, I don't know how this ended up, but I ended up getting into some sort of arrangement marriage thing.
Okay.
And now I have to go out on my own.
So you're having some sort of an arranged marriage?
Yeah, and it's unclear who's setting it up.
What do you think about that?
I am more nervous, but it's kind of like the law at the time that you have to do it. I believe it was part of what my direction was from the Pharaoh.
Okay. And so what happens next?
We get married.
What is she like?
She's quiet and shy, younger than me. So that makes me nervous too. But we end up becoming close friends and having a family because we're supposed to, but I don't think we would have chose each other.
Okay, if it hadn't been arranged.
No.
So how do you spend your time now that you're not a runner? What's your role?
What do I do? Farming.
And tell me more about that.
Some sort of grains. And cotton, I believe, maybe. We were able to grow at the time. Some sort of grains.
Okay.
And then we could sell that to other, tribes or, cities, whatever. Places to make money for the city.
Do you like what you do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In your family that you have with your wife, what is it like having your family?
So it's good but stressful because we fight because we wouldn't have. We wouldn't have picked each other, but we love each other none the same because we both were put in the same situation and just know it's a sacrificial thing that we're doing, and love our kids, and it's just a hard life though because it's a lot of work and without a lot of true love, so unbalanced.
Are you still close to the pyramids or farther away?
Farther away. I was assigned this after my assignment within working with the royal family or whatever they were, to go do this to go be a farmer to make money for the community.
Okay. Interesting. And so then somebody must have taken over your role?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so you feel like you left on good standings.
Yeah.
And they kind of set up this marriage.
Yes.
And what your next role would be as a farmer.
Yep.
Okay, you're doing so good. Anything else about that you want to mention?
No.
Okay, so let's leave that scene. Let's drift and float to another important day in that life. And now you're there. And now what do you notice?
I'm sick, old and sick, dying.
And where are you at home or where are you
No,
at?
I'm in I don't know if it would be a hospice or a hospital or where there's doctors around that they know you're dying. I knew I was dying of old age.
Of old age?
Yeah.
And is anybody from your family with you? Are you on your own?
My family's there, my kids.
As you look back on your life, what stands out to you?
The role of hard work and determination and strength through adversity.
Nice. All right. whatever has happened. You have left that body, drifting and floating away from that life, back to the other side. The lessons that you learned in that life, besides the hard work, strength through adversity, is there anything else that comes to mind?
No, not particularly.
And what would you say was the purpose of that life?
To learn about human interaction on Earth and how things aren't necessarily balanced, but you can make things happy.
That's great. All right. Anything else about that life that stands out?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, you're doing so good. All right. Now that you're back on the other side, what will you be doing?
Resting, overseeing some people while they're on Earth, helping them out, guide them.
Oh, tell me a little bit about that.
This is my first time I get to try to do that,
Okay.
guide people.
And so, how do you do that?
Through the spinal system and the chakras.
Oh, can you explain that?
That's how my communication goes through the humans, and how they translate it is kind of up to them within the health and evolution of their body and soul. But I'm trying to lead them without leading them. It's hard to explain.
So it's not overriding their free will,
Right.
but trying to help them through.
Yeah. By working with their higher self, so that the thoughts that they think that come through from the neutrinos and everything that carries everything through the human body, through the spinal system, through the chakra system, up from the cosmos all the way down into the center of the earth. And the communication comes from all of that vibration, melding together into a message. So all the guides together try to give the message. So I'm working with other guides for these humans too.
How are the humans that you work with, how are they picked?
That's somehow worked out on the other side. We're soul tribe, groups, learning lessons together.
Okay.
Through different lifetimes, and
So some of the tribe is incarnated and some
yeah,
are like you?
right. Yep. And so you leave always some of your energy behind. So that's how you work with their higher self, that energy up there, and then wherever they're at in their evolutionary level is how they're going to transmute the energy in their body to translate the message. And then the free will to use however.
So do you get a good sense of how they transmute the message and if they follow your guidance?
Yeah. And that gets hard because it's hard from that side because you see all the blockages, and it seems like it's so simple from that side, but we know that it's not, to make the changes that they need to make. And what's blocking them, and oftentimes they're doing it to themselves. most of the time. Oh, pretty much all the time.
Can you give an example of how you've tried to guide someone?
I feel like I whisper in their ear and like, but I'm working with other guides, like we're working together to do this message all at the same time in their ear, but it's not their ear. Like I said, it comes from like through the top of their skull.
And what is it like for you when they do pick up on the message?
Exciting. Very exciting. Sometimes it's just completely blocked though, but that's just, then I have to work out. That's me, my practice, trying to permeate the membrane that they have that is blocking.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty fascinating job.
Yeah.
And you said this is about your first time to try.
Yeah.
So how do you feel it's going, being your very first time?
Good. It gets frustrating. I have patience issues sometimes.
Oh,
but it's fun. It's really, really fun. But also sad at the same time. Very, very sad. So I experience their pleasure and their pain with them.
oh. Wow.
Yeah.
And how does that assist you to feel their pleasure or pain?
It's 100% empathy and learning it without any human condition.
So you get the whole range of
Yeah.
emotions?
Yep.
Wow. But don't have to have the human life in order
Yeah.
to experience that.
Yep.
Do you think you'll continue doing that job as a guide?
I hope so.
And your other guides you're working with, what are they like?
They are fun and they're just different. We all have different like purposes for guidance. And we're all on just different levels of where we're at in our journey. And so we're learning from each other too in how we're guiding. And we get guided by guides above us on how to do it.
Wow, it's a pretty cool cycle there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything else about that you want to share?
Oh, it's really neat. It's just lots of levels of learning and helping each other.
That is so cool. All right, very good. Well, let's do this. Let's move away from that scene, drifting away, moving away, drifting away, moving away, leaving that part of you there to continue on that amazing journey, finding peace and continuing that journey. Now I want all the consciousness and personality of Denise back into the body. May I speak to Denise's high self, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I have permission to speak to Denise's high self?
Yes.
Thank you. I respect the power of the high self because I know that the high self takes care of Denise's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the high self has the records of everything that has ever happened to Denise in this lifetime and all the other lifetimes she's ever lived. So I respect the power of the high self. I always ask for permission to speak to it and to ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
Thank you. I know you could have brought forth many different lifetimes to share with her today. This last experience was her apprenticeship of being a guide. Why was it important for her to see that experience?
So she knows that she is more than just a human. There was a lot more. She knew it, but she really doubted it, that she could be at that level.
Wow. And you made an interesting comment about a part of us always stays there. Can you explain that to her a little bit more?
Each incarnation bring in only certain energy with you that you need to do the job that you're trying to do. And you always leave a certain amount back And it kind of depends on how much you took and how much you left, where you're going to learn more lessons at the time simultaneously.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a part of enough energy that Denise needs in this life now, but there's also a part of her that's back.
Yes.
And what is that part doing right now?
It's in school and guiding. It's doing two things up there.
Busy soul.
Yeah.
Is that true for all souls?
As they gain the ability, yes. You start slow. You start in school only.
Okay, well then the last lifetime that she looked at here, she was in Egypt being a runner for the Pharaoh and then becoming married and a farmer. Why was it important for her to see that life?
To see that happiness can be found through service to others.
Very good. That was pretty influential job to be a runner, but and still in that slave category, but a lot of responsibility and trust.
Yes.
For that one.
Yes.
Then you showed her this very sweet life of the dinosaur. Why did you want her to see that life?
To remember simplicity. She forgets. She overthinks. And that was not possible in her life as a dinosaur. And she needs to remember that simplicity of that feeling, and when that time, like, just go back to that as a happiness.
Okay. Wow, and he had such a nice friendship with the birds.
Yes, and the earth.
And he had this nice cave to live in.
Yep, yep.
So other than the more aggressive dinosaurs, it sounded like it was a pretty peaceful life.
Yes, very in tune with the earth.
And she mentioned something about how big the trees were. Everything seemed to be on a bigger scale. Can you give us more understanding about that?
The earth was very different during that time. The climate was different. The earth has been through many, cycles, heating and cooling cycles, and this happened to be a time when earth was more tropical, more of it, kind of similar to Atlantis time. But this time it was dinosaurs. And this time there was more oxygen. And it created more life.
Okay.
And larger life forms, including humans at the time.
Okay. Everything was bigger.
Yes.
And she even mentioned during that time that it felt as if something happened to the earth and the dinosaurs were gone. Mm-hmm. Can you give her a clear understanding of what that event was like?
Yeah. So it seemed like an asteroid kind of a thing, but it was like a bomb sent from another alien species.
So it was intentional?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about that you want her to know?
No, not really, I don't think.
Why did they do that, I wonder?
It was time. It was like a new foot race was supposed to start. It was the dinosaurs had evolved out of the earth vibration. And so Source took them to a higher vibration. And this was the way for them to go there together.
Okay, so they just kind of transcended?
Yep. And then started a new foot race of humans.
Okay.
and a whole new cycle of Earth.
Wow. Okay, that's so interesting. Thank you for that. All right. Well, as you know, she came with a very, very interesting list of questions. Would it be okay to start in on that list? And would it be appropriate to ask for a scan of her body? So please start scanning her body. We do expect full and complete healing today. And just tell me where you are focused on for healing for Denise.
She needs to heal her immune system.
Okay, and what do you see going on with her immune system?
She knows she treats herself badly, and she needs to eat better.
Why do you think she treats herself badly?
She struggles with willpower.
And where does that come from?
Lifetimes of poverty. So now she just has the access to have what she wants when she wants it, and she does.
Okay. But that's not helping her body out too
No,
much.
no,
it
no,
sounds
no.
like. But
So-
she has access to good things for her body too.
Yes, and so she has to learn. She has some food karma going on. So, yeah, the desire versus need lesson.
So clearly tell her what she needs for her body and her immune system.
Oh, she needs vegetables and fruits. Bad. She's so malnourished.
Malnourished?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why she is sick. That's why she's deteriorating.
Wow.
She needs vitamins.
What vitamins are most important for her?
D, calcium, zinc, B, all of them. C.
And when she turns things around and takes in a lot more fruit and vegetables, all the vitamins that she needs, lets go of the food that's bad for her, how will that change her immune system and her body?
It'll change everything because the gut bacteria is so out of balance that it's just like everything else, the negative and positive energies. So it pulls her body to the negative part of the vibration, the heavier side of the vibration. She's eating heavy, dense food that has no purpose. It's to lighten her vibration, which she wants to do. That's what she came to do. She's totally eating the wrong stuff. She needs to eat live food that's not live plant food.
Very good. Okay, so could you help her not even want to have that dense food that isn't supportive of her system?
Yes.
And help her crave the live food that helps the body?
Yes.
Okay, she no longer needs that junky stuff anymore, does she?
She does not.
She says she has an addiction to pop, to soda.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what can be done to help her there?
She really needs to drink more water. So,
How much water a day is best for her body?
a lot. Like, what she's drinking in pop, she should be drinking in water, and that. So, she needs at least, probably at least 48 ounces.
Okay.
More than that, though. I mean, she should drink it all day.
Okay, perfect. And so what can you do to help her with her addiction to the soda pop?
I need to get her willpower. I need her to transition just to do it. Use her strength and courage she has learned.
She can do that, can't she?
She can do it.
You can help strengthen her willpower.
Yep.
Take away the cravings.
Yep.
For the things that don't serve her.
Yep.
Wow, she'll be really happy about that, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
She needs that.
And that's what boosts the immune system?
Yes.
Okay, and in preparation for this, and she knows what she's to do, what can you do to help boost her immune system today?
Send her in more intense healing energy, I usually stay out of it because it's her, life path. But she invited me to heal her today, so.
She did. Her free will's letting you in,
Yes,
isn't she?
yes.
All right. So you're doing that for her? Mm-hmm. And what will she notice differently after the session because of that?
More energy.
Nice. Oh, my goodness. This is so good. It's time in her life where she could use more energy, isn't it? Okay. So where else in her body are you looking at for healing?
Her head, she just needs to stop overthinking. Her mental. And the immune system will lead to that. She has to do the immune system first. And then her mental anxiety will go away.
How does that work? That's so fascinating.
Our gut and brain are connected. And then when our gut can't handle and has overflow of crud, it goes to our brain. And severely affects mood and neurological disorders.
Okay, so...
Bad chemicals in food.
Okay. So she's kind of putting all that stuff inside of her.
Yes, and her digestive system can't filter it out enough. So then when that happens, it goes to the brain.
Okay. So by getting her immune system in line, that will help the brain and the head from overthinking and help the anxiety to level out.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. And is there anything there that you can do in the head to help her?
Yes, I'll send her the same healing energies that I sent.
Nice. What will she notice afterwards?
Calm, peace.
Nice. Okay. Good deal. Okay. And then where else are you looking at?
Her kidneys.
Okay. And what do you see going on with the kidneys?
Over hyper used because of all the pop.
Okay.
She needs more water. Lots more water.
What do the kidneys want her to know?
They're tired. They're doing a lot of work.
Okay, and the water is just going to help flush all that out
Yep.
and get them running better. What can you do to help get that started?
I'm just going to flood her with the healing energy and the strong strength, willpower energy.
What did
It's
the kidneys
different.
think about that?
What is
What did the kidneys think about all that
They're
energy coming in?
excited. It's different colors of energy that come in.
Oh, what colors?
Orange is what's healing that. And white, a lot of white and gold.
Nice. And the pop is in her past now. She doesn't need to have that going
It
forward
needs to
anymore,
be in her
does she?
past.
Wow, great. Okay. And where else are you looking?
Just her heart chakra. She just needs to work on that. And her root chakra, grounding herself better. And the foods will help that too.
Okay. She's going through a pretty a challenging time in life. Does that affect the root and the heart chakra?
Oh, yeah.
What do you
sure.
want her to know about that?
It doesn't need to affect those because she has complete control over her responses to things and how that affects her energy field. She knows what to do to heal it. She just is stubborn and lazy. She knows what she needs to do.
Okay, she's ready to do it now, isn't she? Now, she recently had surgery on her neck, kind of a big deal. Can you look at that area and tell us what she needs to know about that whole scenario?
That was the anxiety that got the best of her. She let it get the best of her. Instead of trying to take her health, it's been in the back of her mind. Her health has been nagging at the back of her mind for a long time. And so that was a sign that even more significant things are to come if you continue mistreating your body. Because it was a breakdown of, she felt like she had the weight of the world on her shoulders and her neck broke, essentially.
Oh, tell her all about that.
She has had control issues, and she's gotten better with that, and that's come with this surgery. Then, since as she's improved the control issues, the surgery came to fruition, and now she can move forward without the control issues.
So that's such an interesting combination of having the weight of the world on her shoulders so much so it breaks the neck, but also carrying in the back of her mind that she needs to treat her body better.
Yep.
Is there a correlation between those two things?
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's been her breakdown of her mental, has been because of her nutrition.
Okay. And so she had the surgery. She has, I think she called them synthetic discs.
Yep.
Is that right? How is the body working with those?
That needed to happen because the spinal breakdown is important. That's the lifeline of your human existence. That's where your energy centers function along, and when something's broken, then energy gets stuck, and then it'll make you sick in other places, and it needed to flow. She needed to have the surgery because she let it go too long and too far.
Okay, so how is the energy now in that area?
Much better.
Okay, wow. And the root reason of the anxiety was what?
Perfectionism. Overthinking, perfectionism from her whole lifetime.
Oh, she said that she picked that up in her childhood in this life with the father.
Yep.
Always wanting to be perfect and not get scolded
Yep.
and meet his level.
Yep.
Did that originate in this lifetime, or does it come in also from other times?
No, that's from other lifetimes that they spent together.
And going forward, you're telling her what to do?
To say that again.
Going forward, she doesn't need to have that perfection to that level where it harms her.
Right. She translated it that way herself. Again, it was karmic from other lifetimes, the way they transpired in other lifetimes together. She brought in fear from him instantly because of trauma from other lifetimes. So she just instantly created that trauma bond when she first saw his soul, because it carried over. And so she automatically put that as an infant on him, that she felt she needed to be perfect for him.
Okay. But she's perfect as she is, right?
She is. She overthinks that. She never thinks she's gotten better, but that was her biggest problem.
Okay. And to help herself moving forward in her highest and best way, what should she do?
She needs to eat right, and that will help her clear her mind, and then she can meditate better and gain clearer messages to keep her on her right path.
To have her messages from her guides come through clearly?
Yes.
Anything that her guides want to tell her today?
To keep working on it. Everything she's working on. They are proud of her.
Okay. All right. She's doing a great job, isn't she?
Yes.
All right. Anywhere else in the body that you're looking at before I go to her list of questions?
Nope, that's mainly it.
Okay. And you're working with all that energy in the body, getting everything ship-shape and in alignment?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. She would like to know, what is the purpose of her marriage and marriage partner in terms of soul evolution?
They are so similar that they manifest like opposites. It's hard to explain. They're like cut from the same cloth, so similar but yet opposite that it clashes. It's hard to explain. They're dynamic. They came to mirror each other and learn through the other one. Bad behavior that's their own inner turmoil manifested through the other one, and how to work that out and learn that the relationship's a mirror and it's there to teach us.
So if the relationship is a mirror, what is he teaching her?
To be strong and assertive and able to stand on her own 2 feet and take care of herself and not have codependency on anyone.
And what does she teach him?
Compassion and empathy, sensitivity, love, unconditional love.
And they're experiencing a separation currently. What do you want her to know about that?
It's for good. It's a good reason. It's good for both of them. It's what they didn't do the first time that they wanted to do, that she wanted to do, was heal each other, heal themselves. They both need to do that.
Okay. Do you see how that will end up towards the end of the counseling and the separation?
I think it will fix it.
Nice. Okay. Very good. All right. And she wonders what is her soul contract with her son, and how do his experiences with ghosts and aliens tie in?
They have also experienced a lot of lifetimes together. They're very, very close on a soul level. He came to teach her spiritual awareness, and she is showing him security, mother-son bond security.
Very cool. And he had, from a young age, had past life memories, had an abduction experience that he was able to share with her. Is there anything else about those experiences and memories that you want her to know more about?
Both of her kids are evolved a lot more than her. And on a soul level, they've come to teach both of their parents the role of spirituality, because it just didn't exist before them in their lives. And then they just came till they chose us for the chaotic experiences, for elevated soul growth.
Okay. And she asks about her soul contract with her daughter. What can you share with her about that?
They are very close to psychically connected. They're here to learn together and work together with all of that energy and do something with it as she gets older.
And what about her daughter's experiences with ghosts, angels, fairies, spirit guides?
She got exposed to the dark side early to desensitize her and teach her early how to build her energy barriers and protections so she can do more with it from earlier ages in a positive way and not be afraid of it and run from it. That's what her mom did.
Okay. And so the time where she healed the tree at recess,
Yeah.
can you share more information about her gift with that?
She's 100% in tune with the earth and animals, and she can telepathically communicate with animals and the trees. She can feel what they're telling her in her body, and she can translate it. It's just natural for her. She's, like I said, a lot more advanced than her mom.
Okay. Wow.
But she came to work with her mom with that stuff.
And her mom's learning from her, isn't
Yes. Yep.
she? Does the father pick up on that? Is he learning from them?
Yes, but he blocks it. They're here to get through to him, but he blocks it a lot. And then he'll have moments of clarity, but then the 3D world he's very hung up in.
It sounds like he's trying to make some effort, though, of growing and
Yes.
learning more about himself. Maybe that will help.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So interesting. She would like to know, what is her soul evolutionary level?
First stage spiritual.
And so when she mentions the conscious state and the individuated state.
She's evolved through those already.
Okay. And so at the level where she's at, what do you want her to know more about that?
To continue to be open to all that there is and let go of any fear and doubt of what actually exists, because our minds are so limiting.
Okay. Beautiful. She's been interested in astrology since she's woken up. Can you tell her more about why that interests her?
It's in this lifetime meant to give her solace, peace, and like reprieve. It's a peaceful place for her to go. It's a language for her to translate what's going on in the universes. It goes way back to really old lifetimes she had, where she learned astrology, and it was her life, and she was a teacher, and it was normal part of the world then.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so she's just kind of remembering what she's
It's
done.
a language. That's why she's interested in languages and English, teaching English, and astrology is a language. That's what her education degree was.
Okay, well, that makes sense. She wonders, is she stuck on the wheel of karma?
No, she came here of free will because she knew who her children were going to be.
Okay, so that's the reason why she chose to incarnate at this time?
Yep.
Very good. I'm curious, because of her talking about being in class on the other side and learning about, the evolution of Earth and all that's going on. What class was she taking, or what did she learn before she came into this current life?
It was beyond that, into the evolution of all that is, the galaxies, how they interrelate, this, because it's infinitely long, how our galaxy interacts with other galaxies, and the evolution, how they relate to each other evolutionarily, and time-wise is all the same. It's hard to explain.
It kind of ties into the astrology too a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just about the history of existence.
Beautiful. Okay. And how will she use that knowledge in her current life?
All of the knowledge builds on all of the previous knowledge and creates just a wise, knowledgeable, compassionate, empathic soul that's able to guide others then. And that's the journey she's on. She just wants to evolve up the guiding ranks, helping humans, because the earth is not easy.
Right. Okay. All right. Then she asks, what ancestral karma is she working with?
she's having to deal with anger and dependency issues that have come down the bloodline. And then she has a strong work ethic and strength and courage as gifts from the ancestral karma.
And so how can she help herself in this lifetime through that?
Keep continuing to seek how her interactions with people should be positive, uplifting, regardless. Learning to see the light in the dark. Like, that's what the gifts help her with, what she struggles with, to gain that awareness.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for that. Excuse me. She wants to know what ancestors and lineages are guiding her.
She has something or somebody from Cygnus star system.
From which star system?
Cygnus,
Okay.
the swan. She has a lot of swan symbolism she's been seeing lately. She needs to go research that.
Oh, okay.
Her grandfather has been with her since he passed. She was 5. And she has a female guide that kind of reminds me of like an Eastern Indian woman, like herbalist woman.
And how does she help guide?
The nature and mysteries of the earth.
Well, she does ask who are her main spirit guides. Would that woman be one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any others?
Isis, goddess Isis.
Oh, tell her all about their connection.
That's part of her marriage experience. It's similar to the goddess Isis energy. And being a loyal marriage partner, displaying unconditional love. And treating each other like king and queen in your marriage. Learning that. That's what we're trying to do. Isis and Osiris.
That's amazing. Does her guide, the goddess Isis, have a message for her?
Keep being strong.
Keeping strong. And then she said that's one of the lessons that she has noticed, that she tries to voice her opinion, although it's upset her husband in the past.
Mm-hmm. She's teaching him a lot, emotionally, about unconditional love.
Okay. Wow. Well, it's couldn't ask for a better guide, I don't think, than Isis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, a little over a year ago, she had another QHHT session with another gal. During that session, she physically was ill, wasn't able to finish it, so to speak. Why did that situation occur?
Her ego, she let it take over, and it took over fast and made her body break down because her body's not healthy. And it gave her a really bad headache and depleted all of her nutrients and made her instantly sick because her body couldn't handle that high of a vibration.
Okay.
that's why I tell her she really, really, really needs to change it.
Okay. Very important.
Yes.
Okay, but she's getting that message now. She understands.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Is there anything about those lifetimes that she saw back in that first session that you want her to know more about, since she didn't quite get to that point?
When she got sick, she thought it was because of the lifetime that she was seeing, and it partially was, but it wasn't. It was mostly her body couldn't handle it, the vibration, but the trauma, her body already being in that weakened of a state, couldn't see the trauma that her soul was about to show her from that time, and from that lifetime it couldn't keep going because it was traumatic. That was a very traumatic lifetime for her.
Is that the one with the guillotine?
That was Pearl Harbor, and
that's right.
She felt like very like responsible for not saving a lot of lives.
Okay, and so now being able to look at this more as an observer through those times, what was it that you wanted her to know most importantly about that lifetime in Pearl Harbor?
She ended up committing suicide because she went into such a deep depression, and so it's just more example of overcoming mental fortitude, through times of adversity. She's got lots of lifetimes experiencing that kind of thing.
Okay. And the lifetime where she ended up in the guillotine, what was important for her to know about that time?
Basically, she lived her life in a sham and ended up dead anyway, and lived a lie, trying to hide to save her life, on the run, scared. And honestly, she could have just been honest and not been tortured.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, because that's obviously dealing with the neck, and she's had this neck issue and surgery, does any of that tie in?
Yeah, because she wasn't being honest with herself. So that's the throat chakra.
Oh, sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's an extreme conclusion to issues with the throat chakra, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Which that just, if I can go back just a little bit with her little boy, just because it was such an interesting story of reoccurring dreams that he had of seeing Jesus on the cross. Mm-hmm. Is there more to that story that you could share with her?
It impacted him significantly in his life path, and it was kind of, I think, a turning point in his soul evolution, experiencing that lifetime, and it left deep wounds, and I think that was his aha lifetime of good and bad and right and wrong, and Jesus was his example, and he's very, very connected to Jesus as one of his guides. And he has a lot of Pisces energy, and that's for that reason.
Okay. He's a little powerhouse, isn't he?
Yeah.
Both of the children are.
Yeah, that's why she came, was for them to be here, because they have things they need to do.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. Okay, so we talked a bit about this, but it's such a good question. She asked, why are astrology and tarot so important to her?
Because she would go crazy without them, and she already committed suicide, and she can't do that again. So they keep her sane.
Okay.
They make her understand life on Earth.
Okay, and she's gifted with this, isn't she?
Yes.
And what can help her open up her gifts even more to those?
Her daughter will help her with that.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. She wants to know what prior lifetime soul memories are most important to her in this lifetime.
She has soul memories of being kind of like royalty in Atlantean times.
Right.
But there wasn't really royalty. I mean, people were much more equal during those times, but there were just people that had more just money, and they did the like spiritual initiation stuff that level of it was more spiritual than financial levels at Atlantis, and what level you were considered, I guess, but it was much more kinder humanity. So the level didn't seem to matter as much, but she had everything she needed in Atlantis and was very taken care of, and has brought that through significantly, and that's part of her willpower problem. Because she's just kind of used to getting what she wants from, like, what she needed, and just didn't really have to try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, and she does ask, why is she so interested in Atlantean times?
Because it was easy lifetime for her.
Can you share more about specifically what she did in that lifetime, what it was like?
She was like a priestess, kind of like she loved what she did, and she was a channel kind of for higher energies. She communicated with aliens during that time because she was wide open and pure, and so it was a very happy lifetime and very fruitful and abundant. So she would do sorts of like be part of some of the rituals to bring abundance to Atlantis, That's how they did it, and aliens helped them too.
Well, that's pretty cool. So she had her friends that were aliens?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She does wonder about her soul memories, if she's carried in phobias or fears from other lifetimes.
Oh, yeah.
And what are those?
Claustrophobia.
Where does that come from?
She died in a avalanche in a lifetime, and it was very traumatic. The 5 minutes to die.
Okay. What can be done to help her let go of that?
She just needs to consciously let it go.
Okay. What other phobias or fears has she brought in?
Fear of being herself from the guillotine lifetime and other lifetimes where it was just poverty, and if you were yourself, you would end up poor or dead.
And so what can be done to help her overcome that?
Keep working on her inner strength and taking care of herself and not being dependent on others will prove to herself that she's fine.
Okay. And how does she break free from toxic cords in her life, and what and who are they specifically?
She knows what to do for that, and she just doesn't do it.
Can you remind her?
She needs to meditate, and she needs to cleanse her spaces, and there's certain crystals that would help her. She knows that.
What crystals would you recommend being the best?
Clear quartz, black tourmaline, and rose quartz, amethyst.
And how does she best cleanse her space?
She usually sages, and that does good enough, but she needs to put more focus and intent when she does what she's doing.
Perfect. Okay. Very good. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to know, why did she choose strong Czechoslovakian and Catholic heritage in America for this lifetime?
in this lifetime, it allowed for her to have a strong childhood. Her parents just were that, and that allowed that. And she knew that she would be in a pretty comfortable family and not really be experiencing any family karma in this lifetime, because that's not what she came for in this lifetime.
Well, she does ask, what does this have to do with her ancestral karma and evolutionary intent?
She came to help more than she came to learn for her evolutionary intent, because her helping is her learning, her service is her learning, how she serves. And by providing a stable childhood, she has had more strength to give more service to other people.
Nice. Okay. And she wonders, what does her soul have an eternal name?
Glyke.
Glyke?
Yeah.
What does that name mean, I wonder?
Eternal happiness.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right. And why is she, well, I think we picked this up in that Egypt lifetime, but why is she so strongly attracted to cats?
Yeah, it started with the Egypt lifetime, and many, many lifetimes. Animals have been her source of comfort, particularly cats. She just has a special bond, and she has spent lifetimes in cat realms where cat beings live, not on Earth. So that's her lineage too, is feline beings.
What were her lifetimes like in those realms?
Strange. They were almost a cross between human and feline, because you do human things and you do feline things, and it just looks different than Earth, and everything's different, because you can walk on all four or you can walk on two legs. It's either way. It's just everything's different.
What is the planet like?
Kind of hybrid. Pretty peaceful. There's not much danger.
What was her role in those times?
It seemed kind of like a ant farm, and you just learn how to coexist together and create a neighborhood and live with other beings copacetically.
Wow, that's really. Do you think that might surprise her?
Maybe. There just there's no darkness there like there is on Earth, no heaviness.
Mm-hmm. Well, from your perspective, things are a little interesting on the planet right now. From your perspective, what do you notice?
Oh, it's the big change. The Earth goes through the big change every so many thousand years, and it's going through. It takes a long time for the Earth to go through these changes, but we're right in the middle of it and here to experience it for that reason. It's a lot of chaos, a lot of pain. Pain and pleasure are the same vibration.
Oh, interesting.
They're just opposite ends.
And so why going through the change at this time? Why is that important?
There's a lot of people on Earth right now, and it's going to downsize population, and certain souls are coming in to raise vibration while other lower vibrational souls are leaving because they can't handle it. So she came in to bring in her higher level souled kids to help lead the future because the Earth's vibration needs that level of vibrational people or they just can't live here. Their body can't take it.
So we'll see that as a decrease in the population?
Yeah.
And are we in the midst of that?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And what can you share with us about that?
There's a lot of confusion in the medical world right now and a lot of dark energy involved. And so it needs to cleanse itself, and humanity also is going through a collective karmic cleanse, and the earth is cleansing itself all at the same time to upgrade the DNA altogether, and the DNA will be altogether different after 2030.
And how will it be different after 2030?
It will be automatically spiritually. I mean, like, all kids will be like what I describe my kids to be. Is that all humans will eventually just be that wide open.
Nice.
And if your body vibration isn't where it needs to be, it will die.
And so between now and 2030, what will life be like on Earth?
Very chaotic. Lots of pain, but you don't understand pleasure if you don't understand pain. So the pain is for good reason. The humans have gotten complacent and they need an upgrade.
And how do we receive the upgrade?
Most of the same advice I gave to Denise is to eat healthy and take care of yourself and turn off TV, quit being indoctrinated, think for yourself, learn critical thinking, prioritize that instead of being lazy.
Okay, understood. All right. Very good. Is there anything that she didn't ask today that you wish she would have?
No, I can't think of anything specifically. There's a lot I'd like to tell her, but she needs to ask.
Well, if she were, I'm sure she would love to know anything that you have to share with her. What else could you share with her? She'd be so grateful.
She likes teaching, and that's why she went to school to be a teacher, and that's why she prefers life on the other side where she's guiding. She's learning at the same time as she's guiding because she goes to class to learn and she also guides and she learns through the guiding. And here she feels like she's just a student constantly learning and it's tiring.
All right. But she's on track with what she needs to be learning?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
When she decided to have this appointment, what was it that you hoped she received from it?
Esteem, healing, and strength that she's on the right path and doing the right thing and not repeating toxic cycles.
How was it for you, or how do you go through the process of picking out the lifetimes to show her in this experience?
That's hard because there's so many to show her, and her language is so limited to understand what's all even out there. Mm-hmm. So there's lifetimes that she can't explain because she doesn't have the language understanding of it, you know? But I pick the ones that I know she can make sense of. Mm-hmm. that are affecting her soul intent.
What has been the most favorite life from your perspective that she's had?
Atlantis.
And why so?
It was just beautiful and happy, the most happy collective group of people she's experienced in one place, without feeling danger, because she felt happiness as animal lives too, but there was always danger of your life as an animal. But Atlantis, she never felt danger of wars or fights, or that just didn't exist.
So it must have been before the fall of Atlantis during that time.
Yeah.
Such an interesting time. Is there knowledge that she carries about that she'll be using in this life?
Yeah, it's stored in her.
How does she access that?
She needs to keep meditating, and she should study Atlantis. She has some books, but she hasn't opened them, and she needs to. She got them for a reason, and she put them on a shelf.
Oh.
And then she would read them. She needs to read them, because she will connect.
Okay. And meditation is brought up in nearly every session being an important tool to use. From your perspective, can you explain why that is?
That's the way the energy comes through the spinal system. You have to invite it in. And if you want the healing, that's how you do it, is invite it in and open up yourself through your nutrition and your spine and chakras health to receive and learn and grow and guide.
Beautiful. All right. Well, let's look back at her body. I just would like to check in to make sure the healing is complete with her body. How is the head looking now?
Good.
Completely healed? Mm-hmm. And you're going to help her to improve her immune system to help with the anxiety and the critical thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Overthinking?
Yep.
How are her kidneys looking now?
Better.
Heart chakra?
Good.
Root chakra?
Good. She needs to keep working on them. They won't. This is constant. She needs to realize.
Okay, it's a practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the neck, how is that?
It's good. The surgery helped her a lot. She really needed to do that.
Okay, she understands the messages of
Yep.
why that got her to that point.
Yep.
Okay, and the body's accepting the discs that are in there?
Yep.
Okay, and most importantly, it sounds like for her, how is her immune system doing now?
It's good with the boost. It'll pick up a lot if she makes the effort. It won't take much time.
Okay, and you're helping her crave the things that are better for her body
I'm gonna help her.
and not crave what harms her body.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's done with pop.
Yes. she needs to be done with pop.
And it's water from here on out.
Yes.
Water City.
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's just going to be a very new and improved human being
Yes.
when she integrates all of this new ways of being.
Yes.
Okay. Very exciting. All right. How often would you recommend that she listens to her recording to get the most benefit?
Every day.
And tell her why it's important to listen every day.
She will learn more every time she listens to it. She has access to a deep well if she consciously connects through it. She needs to do that. And she'll learn more and more and more every time she listens to it.
How does that work? That's so interesting because it's the same recording, right? Mm-hmm. But how does that happen from your point of view?
It's just it's like a light flash, like goes off of a memory that it spurs every time you listen to it that was dormant.
Wow. Okay. And that's accessing that deep well
Yeah,
as well?
it's like electricity. It's frequency.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. All right. Anything else that you can think of that's important to share with her today?
she just needs to be present in the moment and appreciate the little things and don't sweat the small stuff.
Good. All right. She can get through everything she's going through right now, can't she? Better than before.
Yep.
All right. How has it been for you to speak through her today?
Fun and nice. Yeah. Sometimes I think she just tunes me out.
Well, I don't think she'll do that anymore, do you?
No.
No. This is too much fun. Well, it's just been an absolute joy to assist in this way. Thanks so much for bringing her here to me and showing her those amazing lifetimes and answering her questions, healing her body. It's just been such a great day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.